What's up, everybody? It's raining today, and I'm out here riding in it, and I think you probably should be too. So let's talk about it. So I've been waiting basically about 3 years now to make this video, and it always seems like anytime I get a chance to get out and make it, I gotta work. But I'm waiting for just a nice, easy summer rain to be able to get out here and do this. And I got it. I'm off work today. We got a steady rain. It's not a super hard driving rain, but it's a decent rain. And we're out here getting wet. So like every other skill with riding a motorcycle, riding in the rain is something you need to get out and practice. You know, it doesn't matter how long you've been riding, eventually you're going to get caught in it. And it's better to, know a little bit what you're doing and head out into it with purpose, with the idea that you're going to go out and get some practice and experience what it's like on a nice, easy ride, versus your first time riding in the rain is on a cross-country trip and you're out on the interstate dealing with semis. So that's what we're doing today. We're just going out for a nice leisurely little ride. We're going to talk about riding in the rain. Now, with a decade of riding under my belt already, I've ridden in all kinds of weather conditions. Accident. This is why you get out and practice. That right there. I mean, even cars have a hard time seeing each other when it rains. Not everybody runs their wipers like they should. Like I said, we're just out for a leisurely ride today. We're not doing anything crazy. I'm not going to try to get on the highway and race semis or anything crazy like that. Just a nice little slow troll through town so we can talk about riding out in the rain. And I'm not going to make this into a list video. I mean, I could. I'm not the best at remembering bullet points. It's really hard to track something with written down bullet points while you're out here getting soaking wet. So we're just going to kind of shoot her off the cuff. All these people are sitting out here going, this dude is crazy out riding a motorcycle in a freaking rain. Okay, so probably the most important thing to remember about riding in the rain is slow is smooth, smooth is fast. And that applies to everything. And what I mean by that is every action you take needs to be just a little bit slower. Just a little bit more deliberate. Because when you've got water on the road surface is a little more slick. That's just the way it is. So you're going to have to increase your brake distance. So if you notice, my audio died. Like I said, it took me a long time to get this video set up for everything to kind of come together. The one thing that didn't was batteries in my audio recorder. So where I left off in the video, I was talking about being slow is smooth and smooth is fast. You're definitely going to have more traction issues when it's raining, so that means everything from your braking distance is increased to the amount of time it takes you to accelerate to whatever speed you want to ride at is going to take longer to get there. Plus, if it's a fresh rain, all that water is going to be bringing up fresh road grime and stuff out of the road, so it's going to be a little extra slick for a little while. But along with that loss of traction, you also need to be able to trust your tires. They were made to ride in the rain. All street tires are. That's why they have the grooves cut in them. That helps deflect water from underneath the tire so you don't hydroplane. They're all made to ride in the rain, so you can trust your tire. It's gonna do its job, but you have to give it a little room. You can't just be jerky on the throttle, quick on the brakes, that kind of thing. It needs a little more grace from you to keep doing its job. Okay, so next let's talk about gear. I myself, I'm not an ATGAT guy. I never have been. I didn't start riding with a helmet until a few years ago. Before that, I pretty much refused to wear one. So it's entirely up to you on whether you like to wear a helmet or not, unless your state has a helmet law, and then it's up to you what type of helmet you want to wear. Now, that being said, I choose to wear a full face helmet because if I'm going to protect my head, then I'm going to go with the best protection I can get. And that includes when it's raining. Now, I understand sometimes you just get caught out in it, and I've rode, I couldn't tell you how many times in the rain with just a pair of safety glasses covering my eyes. Rain hurts on bare skin. That's just the way it is. It hurts on bare skin. So, I like to wear a full face helmet. Keeps my face protected from the rain, from the sting itself, and also it's a little bit easier to see out of the visor than what it is dealing with foggy glasses and stuff like that. As you can see in the video, I've got my visor cracked, and that's to keep down the fog, because while it's raining, you're just gonna have to deal with more moisture issues. I don't have a pin lock in this helmet. I can't get a visor that's pin lock enabled for it, so that's just the way I deal with it. Riding with a full face helmet in the rain definitely makes it a little more comfortable. Now, like I said, rain on bare skin hurts. So you can see the video, I'm wearing my jacket. I left the house intentionally to go ride in the rain in this video. So I made sure that all my exposed skin was covered before I left the house, because it feels like you're riding into, I don't know, the best way I can explain it is it feels like needles on your skin. So it hurts. It's not very fun, and after a while it really does make a difference on trying to keep your speed up. It makes it hard to ride fast when it hurts the whole time. Now, obviously I'm not wearing rain gear. I have rain gear, but I chose not to wear it in this video. I don't mind being wet. I don't necessarily mind being cold either, but being cold and wet really sucks, and I'm not riding in that if I don't have to. So like I said, just getting a little wet, not a big deal. So let's talk path of travel. When you're out here riding in the rain, don't be too caught up on, I have to stay, on the left single track in the road or in the right. Just keep an eye out on the road in front of you, and if you see any standing water in the roadway, try to avoid it. Your tires have grooves to help prevent hydroplaning, but in a perfect world it would work every time and you wouldn't have an issue with it, but that's not the way it works. So try to avoid standing puddles of water in the roadway if you can. And of course, just like with your car, if there's water crossing the roadway, don't ride through it. Just don't. Now, of course, that's not going to necessarily apply if you're out doing some adventure riding and you're going over a low water crossing or something like that. Hey, you guys do you. That's an entirely different thing. We're talking about just riding out in the street. So you guys have already seen that accident that happened. I mean, it's just the way it is. Anytime there's a change in the weather, anything other than bright, sunny, dry conditions, accidents increase. There's just the nature of the beast. So you're going to have to be a little more alert while you're out here doing this. Drivers don't see as well. They may not be running their wipers as fast as they need to be. Your vision's not going to be as good. If you have just glasses on, they might be fogging up. You may have some fogging issues in your visor. You may have difficulty seeing through the water pooling on the front, so you may have to wipe your visor every now and then. But traffic in the roadway is probably going to be your biggest hazard, and not so much the rain itself. Particularly those of you that are going to be on the highway doing this. I don't know if you've ever rode behind or next to a semi when it's raining. I'm sure you've done it in your car and you've noticed they kick up a lot of water and debris off the back of them, and it's going to cause extra droplets to form on your visor, on your glasses. It's going to make it a lot harder to see. So if you're going to be in an area where there's, you know, large truck traffic of any kind, try to steer clear of them if you can. You don't have to be passing everything that's in front of you in the road, so if you can just get you a space cushion and just hang on to it, just let them do their thing. That might be best. However, you are going to have to be extra cautious for vehicles trying to pass you in the left lane if you're on the highway, especially those semis, because like I said, they're going to be kicking up more water and debris off the road, and it's going to make it harder to see. For those of you that don't necessarily ride at GAT, there are a few things you can do to prepare for the rain. I would recommend keeping some kind of long sleeve shirt in your saddlebag or in a backpack if that's what you're doing. Keep an eye on the weather. Get you a good weather app on your phone. Everybody probably is packing one nowadays anyway. So just make sure you're checking the weather before you leave. Carry something long sleeves with you, gloves preferably if you have them to protect your hands. You know, even that thin t-shirt material is going to stop the stinging from the rain. And as far as your face goes, you can tie a bandana around your face. I mean, that's fine. It's not going to protect your forehead is great because it's just covering the lower part of your face, and that rain really hurts on your forehead. So what I do is, no matter where I'm at, where I'm riding, I've always got a neck gaiter with me. And the reason I keep a neck gaiter with me is these things are really versatile. They make a great dust mask if you need it, or you can loop this thing around. You can cover your entire head and have no issues with the rain hurting while you're riding down the road and keep yourself protected. A quick caveat to putting cloth over your face while you're riding in the rain: you might end up waterboarding yourself. So all this is just to say, riding in the rain doesn't have to be a miserable experience if you're prepared for it ahead of time by going out and getting you some practice. You're either wearing the right gear at the time, or you have some gear with you that you can put on to help protect yourself. So get out there, get you some practice in it, because you don't want to be caught off guard for your first time. And I'll catch you all out on the next ride.